final four games of the season. We've got Manchester City against Wolves on Friday, and Manchester City is just fighting to secure top five so that they can be playing the Champions League next season. Other than that, they've got the FA Cup, but until then, they fight to secure points to make sure they finish in the top five. Wolves, on the other hand, have nothing to fight for, and I think they're just going to have fun with that one. Aston Villa, obviously, just a few points. I think it's 3 points off top five, and they're still obviously going to have to fight for that because they're now out of other competitions, so they don't have an outside route into next season's Champions League. But they could end up in the Europa League if they do not make the top five. Fulham, on the other hand, is currently sitting in eighth. Eighth does take you to the Conference League as it stands, unless Crystal Palace end up winning the FA Cup final against Manchester City. Everton, on the other hand, they've avoided relegation, nothing to fight for. Ipswich, already relegated, nothing to fight for. Leicester, Southampton as well, both relegated, nothing to fight for. Arsenal, obviously the title's gone, just trying to make sure they do finish in the top three and avoid Champions League title race, top five race, all that unnecessary drama, focusing on the second leg away in Paris against PSG. Bournemouth, obviously they do have a chance to finish in the top eight, and that could be a Conference League if Crystal Palace don't win the league. If Crystal Palace don't win the FA Cup, so eighth place will go to the Conference League qualifier. Brentford still have a small chance of finishing in the eighth spot, and that could be Conference League qualifiers if Crystal Palace don't win the FA Cup. Manchester United have nothing to fight for in the league. All focus is on the Europa League. Could use these remaining Premier League games as warm-up for the Europa League. Brighton of Albion, they can also still finish eighth and maybe get the Conference League qualifiers once again if Crystal Palace don't win the FA Cup. Newcastle, obviously in the top five race, they're going to have to keep on fighting. It's a tight race, the margins are not big. West Ham, Tottenham, nothing to fight for. Just going to be a nice London derby. Tottenham obviously focusing on the Europa League. Possible final between Manchester United and Spurs. All English final in the Europa League. Chelsea obviously fighting for top five spot. They currently sit fifth. They just in fifth, ahead of Forest on goal difference. I think 3 points behind, 3 points ahead of Aston Villa. Not a big difference. Liverpool, obviously they have nothing to fight for. They've already won the league. They're obviously going to be first. And Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest. Palace just focusing on the FA Cup. Nottingham Forest just lost to Brentford, and they're going to need to win games if they do want to finish in the top five and qualify for the Champions League.